On Monday, 7th July 2025, unfortunately, the MP for Akwatia lost his life tragically. May his soul rest in perfect peace. And because of that, it caused for a by-elections. And as of yesterday, 2nd September 2025, the by-election was conducted and the NDC's Bediako won. And he is now the sitting MP for Akwatia. And this has sparked a lot of debate on social media, where other people are of the views and concern that because Dr. Omane Boama was doing a lot strategically with Akwatia and the people of Akwatia, trying to bring development and all that to the region, the NDC basically used his name or invoked his name to cause sympathy votes for Mr. Bedu. And that is why basically he's won the elections. But I am having a different and contrary view to all that. That could be true, maybe or maybe not. But I'm having a different and contrary view to all that because as of yesterday, right, the Asutifi South MP, Collins Dauda, he said something that I don't know if I am the only one thinking along these lines, but to me, it felt like a threat.
That's what is happening. That's what is happening. Akwatia rules will fix it. But we want them to reciprocate this by voting the NDC candidate.
So if they vote for the NPP, you won't construct their roads, is that it?
I can't say that. I'm not the president. I can't say that. I'm not the president. But if I were the president, I won't do it.
So he was using this to caution the people of Akwatia before they vote that they should be wise in their voting and vote for the majority in parliament. Otherwise their rules will not be constructed. And when I really think about it, that felt some way to me. It felt like a little coercion, right? It felt like what is the word? Manipulation, verbal manipulation and verbal coercion, in the sense that, yes, when you look at it from one way, it is a wise decision. I get it from that point. But when you look at it from another point, it's like you are indirectly telling the people that if they do not vote for NDC, then their roads will not be made. And we all as Ghanaians know that after elections is done, the president is neither an MPP nor an NDC member anymore. He is the president of the country, and that ends it. Which means whether an MPP constituency or an MPP region, an NDC region, he is equally responsible for every person. So when you are bringing these things up and trying to coerce the people verbally to go a certain way or a certain channel, that's a problem right there. That speaks some way of the person, right? Like I'm saying, it feels like verbal coercion. I don't know, but that is what I think. And I would want to think that that is why some of the people probably were forced to vote for the NDC. That is not to say that the current sitting MP does not deserve to be there. He deserves to be there. But when we have comments like this, it makes us begin to think otherwise if there was something happening somewhere or something done somewhere with comments like this being thrown about and being thrown around. But anyways, let me know your thoughts about this down below in the comment section. Well, moving on to our next story, I think it is no news to the internet and to all of you that the Chief Justice, Madam Getru Tokonu, I hope I'm getting the name right though, has been removed from office, pending some petitions that were brought up against her. A group of people petitioned and they sent a message to the president saying that she misconducted herself whilst in office. And because of that, they did an investigation. This has been ongoing for months now, several months now. Because of that, she was suspended. And they did an investigation and everything, and now she's removed out of office. And we are even hearing that possibly she's going to lose all her entitlements and stuff following the removal. And this was said by the legal practitioner, Martin Kpebu. That's what he's saying, that possibly she's going to lose all her entitlement. But this is not even the interesting part of the story. What is catching fire on the internet is that Ama Governor, y'all remember Ama Governor, right? Yes, the same Ama Governor. I think a year or two, she was all over the internet because she was also facing legal battles and legal situations here and there about her conduct as an upcoming lawyer. And there was even issues that possibly she would not be called to the bar. She fought it tooth and nail. And then her supporters on the internet also helped her to fight it tooth and nail. And at the end of the day, she won the case. And God being so good to her and to her family, she ended up even being called to the bar. So which means every other thing they found out wasn't even strong enough to prevent her from being called to the bar. At the end of the day, she was called to the bar. She is on the internet, on X specifically celebrating the Chief Justice removal. If you don't understand, her reason is that time she was battling for her life and being called to the bar and all that, because, I mean, come to think of it, 7 years in law school. And then you are looking at the promised land like this, but when you are looking at the promised land like this, but you will not step on it. So it was a serious fight for her. And as of that time, guess who was the Chief Justice? Guess who was in power? And guess who was making things difficult for her? That is Madam Gertrude, the Chief Justice that's just been removed recently. So she's happy. She's asking that, where is the party? Let us go and enjoy. And she's saying things along the lines of, see, people like her, don't mess with them. Because if you mess with them, they will come for you. And when they come for you, you will lose your license. You will lose a lot of things, more than the pain you've made them go through. She also made another Twitter post saying some things along the line. I'm paraphrasing what she said. Along the lines of, she is telling the group of people that petitioned the removal of the Chief Justice that they can still go ahead and take her license from her, her law practicing license. They can go ahead and take it from her. Just say, Ama Governor is out for blood. She being removed alone is not enough for her, because there's a possibility she can still practice law, I mean, at a private sector if they would take her. She doesn't want that at all. So she's telling them that if those people who petition they want, they can go ahead and still petition that the court takes away her law license. Ama Governor, we know you fought tooth and nail for this, but we beg you, please let it go. But at the end of the day, whether Ama Governor's people petition it or don't petition it, that's what I was saying with what Martin Pebu said, that there is a possibility she can still lose everything, which includes her law license, and she cannot practice law anymore. This is the highest level of shame I have heard. The first ever Chief Justice to be removed from office. I rest my case. Well, to my final story of the day, I think last week I was seated here telling you, last week or two, telling you about how the president pardoned 988 people, if I'm not mistaken, 988 prisoners because of amnesty. And I explained that amnesty means for political reason. So people that went to prison for political reasons, for political offenses, for political issues that ended up taking them to prison, he pardoned them. And today we are seeing a video of a family celebrating their heartfelt unity with their person that was in prison. But I remember some years back, Nana Aba was on the UTV show that Nana McBrown was hosting. And she mentioned a word that took the entire internet by storm. She said that day we couldn't hear anything anymore. She said recidivism. Recidivism. I hope I'm right before Nana Aba will come for me. Recidivism. And she explained the word to me that recidivism means when people go to prison and they are out, there is a high chance of them committing the same crime again, or even a bigger crime, to take them back to prison. Why? Because of societal stigmatization. because everybody is going to be like, hey, wako prisoner bao, or your nipa bonini. The person might not be able to get a job. The person might not be able to mix in the society anymore. And out of that, they probably will get depressed, and it will force them back into the crime they committed that took them to prison in the first place, or even worse, crime that will take them to prison, because some of them end up feeling that at the end of the day, being in prison is even better than being out because of the stigmatization. So that is the meaning of the word recidivism that Nanaba used. And I'm saying that in connection to the heartfelt unity that we are seeing with this person that is out of prison right now. Basically, I'm just hoping that it doesn't get to that point that the person will feel this stigma and would want to do something to go back to prison again. And I also want to use this opportunity to caution us as human beings and as Ghanaians and as people that when these people go to prison and they come out, let's be tolerating. Let's be tolerating of them and accepting of them. I mean, yes, who hasn't sinned before? Jesus said, if you haven't sinned before, be the first to cast the stone. And who did? No one did. So let's cut them some slack. Well, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining today's episode of The Bench. Of course, like you know, my name is Forever Her Ladyship. And until we meet again, do take care of yourselves and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more exciting news and content. Bye-bye.